Adversaries come in many forms, but you will be victorious when you realize that worship is warfare.
Adversaries are necessary because without them, you never really discover your purpose.
We've accepted what somebody told us we were in our past. So our past is sabotaging our ability to hear instruction.
We are not much unlike a battery. The negative is the thing that's needed to produce the power.
I empowered you to overcome everything you've overcome up to this present moment. I fixed you for what's going to happen after this.
You were in the mind of God long before you were ever born.
You are not alone in your battle. God has your back because worship is warfare. Put these 4 messages in your arsenal today on CD or DVD. Equip yourself by visiting our website or by calling 1-800-591-8480.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings. You can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live, 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up to the minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Well, praise the Lord. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. That's David G. Evans, the number one. We're so glad that you've joined us today. Won't you please share, like, and subscribe, and all the good stuff, and tag some people, and 4 or 5 people, tweet a couple people, text a couple folk, and ask them to join this conversation on the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. We'd love to talk to you this morning about politics and culture and faith, of course. But this is the show that we talk about things, but always from a biblical perspective. That means we have to make sure we're balanced in our approach. There is no subject that we will not discuss. We have some of the most intelligent callers, I believe, in the world. So won't you join the conversation at 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. One more time, that's 866-74-EVANS. You can give us a call. We look forward to talking to you about the events of the day. Nothing is taboo, but always from a biblical perspective, so it governs the way we discuss, even when we disagree. But we're so glad you've joined us today. Invite others to join us right now. Of course, our world-famous co-host, Pastor Nicholas Smith, is with us this morning. Hey, man.
How you doing?
Doing all right. So XP's going on right now?
It's over.
It's over?
It was just
okay.
Wednesday and Thursday.
Now, did they, was the tape that I made, was that for that event?
Yes.
Or was it for something else?
Yes, they showed the one where you did it from the pastor's view.
Did they?
Yeah, the standing up one.
I thought they wanted to see the one from the XP's view.
I told them to pick which one.
Yeah.
But I think it was more from a senior pastor standpoint. But they did post the other video on their website.
Okay.
So he told them after it was over, go watch the other one.
Okay.
So it gives a...
I'm surprised because it wasn't XP.
Well, no, but they have some senior pastors and executive pastors there.
Okay.
But you got to remember, the way we have it versus the way they do it is different.
Okay.
So a lot of their XPs may never ever be a senior pastor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more from it's more just the manager from the executive level.
Okay.
They may preach, they may not preach.
So they really wanted to show the relationship between
Yes.
pastor and XP.
And he emphasized, he said, I know Bishop Evans is coming from a different context than we are, but he said, I love seeing how other churches do things and how it's just a different dynamic. The way they lead is different than the way,
Yeah. But we're kind of different too.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm talking about just black culture too.
I'm talking about from our own culture.
From us, yes. From us, we have us being different, and then from a majority black style.
Okay. So
it's a little different.
Did you get any feedback? Were they okay with it?
Not yet. I haven't reached out yet.
Okay.
But I was going to text them.
And they posted the other one.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. The reason I did it again was because I thought it was too pastoral in his first approach.
I think that's what he probably wanted it a little
He should have said it.
Well, no, but he wanted you to be able to be free to.
Well, I would have been free.
Yeah, I know. But he didn't say that to me. I'm going off assumption.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to him
but
about it.
The way it turned out, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I immediately said, wait a minute, that was a little bit pastoral for an XP conference.
Yeah. But I think for that group, it was fine because it's not like a group of XPs that are looking to be a senior pastor.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Okay.
So they'll be an XP just forever.
Really?
Yeah. It's a different.
Different model.
Different model. I'll explain.
I'll
explain
I got it.
more.
I got it.
It's more.
I got it.
Yeah. Administrative.
Yeah. Okay. 866-743-8267. Phones are beginning to light up. Keife from Lawnside is on, and we're waiting for a couple more callers. This week has been very eventful. I am surprised but not shocked that Russia invaded Ukraine. But I'm also surprised that President Putin has almost no concern for the fact that what he's doing right now probably breaks every United Nations rule that there is.
Yeah.
And I did not know that Russia was in the position to veto the UN voting to condemn their action. So but I'm amazed that is Russia so self-contained that he thinks even though I am committing war crimes, that they'll never reach me.
Well, they've always been very rebellious anyway, for a while. They got the resources.
Well,
they got the money.
Yeah.
So now they're threatening anybody from NATO that's trying to, stop them. They can't do it all alone, of course, but they've been barking for a while.
Well, yeah, they have, and they have a few co-barkers. A couple more empires out there that are barking. But I think what I'm noticing, and what I don't like is that I think NATO has to take a stance. Mm-hmm. Stop, or we're going to step on you. Mm-hmm. And if they don't do that, I don't think he'll feel especially impacted. Now, he will feel it if they do what they do to drug dealers, which is find a way to take their money. Mm. That really wounds them. Yeah,
they're sanctioning them, that kind of thing. But I'm sure they don't want to go into a World War III where all these countries have to go in and fade.
Well, I think that if they
unless it goes there,
if they don't stop him now, I think he's going to do some more of this.
Oh no, he's going to try to get back to the whole USSR model.
Yeah.
In multiple countries and get all that oil money
Yeah,
back. Yeah. I mean, I'm agreeing with you in that. It's just I think before it gets there, they'll probably step in and it'll turn into a whole World War type thing.
Well, I think he's maybe insane, but he's not stupid.
No, he's not.
Okay, so
he's been playing this for a while.
Yeah, I was telling somebody yesterday. I said, you don't really think that this invasion was a 3-week plan. No. This thing has been in place since the previous administration. And part of the Russia's okay, they're our friends agenda, I believe, and part of the attack on NATO by American president was to help relieve some of this pressure on him.
Yeah, because I think, I read it, I should have clicked on it. Right, removing stuff from NATO, taking the Ukraine out, all that stuff. Oh, of course, it just set all that up in place.
He was a puppet for Putin.
Yeah,
but still takes me back to what do they have on him?
Mm-hmm. Of course, and because now he's still praising Putin.
Even now,
you didn't see the response was Putin strong. Some of the conservatives.
I heard about some of the conservatives. I heard about the former Secretary of State. I heard about them saying
Trump said something. Tucker Carlson said something.
Well, Tucker will say it.
Yeah, he said. But their thing is Biden is a greater threat to the U.S. than Russia.
How?
So, because again, liberal views and all that stupid stuff that people believe.
So, what does Putin have something on them?
But I think it's something on Trump, and they're just playing. The other ones are playing politics.
That's not good politics in the U.S. though.
I know, but their base dislikes Biden so much that supporting
I bet you they don't even know why they don't like him.
Of course they don't know. They're not thinking. They're just going off what he's saying.
Okay.
And that's I'm old enough to remember when Russia was the enemy.
Right.
Literally, before Obama administration came in? About 16 years ago. Yeah. But all of a sudden, once Trump comes in, all of a sudden it's now Russia's.
Well, and some of his base were hardline patriotic people.
Yeah.
So how did they get morphed over so quickly?
Yeah. And I think they want Trump to be a Putin for us because Putin's been there for a long time. He's a dictator.
But they don't understand the conditions in Russia.
They don't think that way.
They don't get it.
They don't get it. Where the Russian it's bad when the Russian people are protesting under the threat of going to jail and more.
And being killed.
Yeah. And they're out there protesting this.
And I heard he already has a hit list for Ukraine.
But you saw the president of Ukraine, the mayors are out there fighting. They got guns.
Yeah,
on the
man.
Streets.
Yeah, man.
They like, we going to defend this.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure he thought that they would resist this way. Because the hardest thing to do, the easiest thing to do is fight a battle on a battlefield.
Yep.
The hardest thing to do is fight an enemy in their own neighborhood.
Yep.
They know where all the spots are, all the advantages, all the disadvantages. I don't think they were planning to have this kind of guerrilla warfare.
Yeah.
But it's like America going to Vietnam.
Right.
You know, how are you going to win a fight in their jungle?
In their jungle, right. You don't live in a jungle.
No,
they live in one.
No.
But that's what a war strategist said. He says, they asked him what they thought. He said, I've seen it before. And he's not saying it may be the same thing now.
Yeah.
A country have more assets, more money, more resources.
Yep.
But the other country has a stronger will to fight.
Yep.
And they overcome
Yep.
the lack of resources.
It's going to be insurgents and after insurgents.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, like literally.
I saw a guy yesterday, him and his son, they were like, we're going back.
Yeah. You got grandmoms out there with machine guns.
Yes, I saw it. Said we're going to fight.
They gonna fight. And I don't blame them because they don't want to go back to.
No, what they were, and then, but you're right. The people in Russia protesting is a profound statement.
Yep. Yeah.
I saw one big sign that said something's wrong with our country.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't do that before, especially with this guy.
Right. Exactly. And they something I did not know.
Yeah.
So somebody put it on a thread. The Ukraine has produced some of our greatest tech people.
Yes.
Like the apps and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of those in Ukraine are doing that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I'm wondering if Russia keeps this up, how some of those Ukrainians that know how to do tech, Anonymous already got into Russia's military stuff and posted their stuff online.
Did they?
Yes. So I'm wondering if Russia keeps this up, how much hacking and
I wonder how much of the illegal stuff that Russia has done worldwide can be attributed to people of Ukrainian ancestry. We'll see.
We'll see.
Let's go to the phones. We've got Keefe from Lawnside, we've got Tom from Florida, and we've got Danny from Florida. Let's go to Keefe. Good morning, Keefe. Welcome to OnPointe.
Hello, Bishop. Good morning.
All right, how you doing, man?
Keefe.
I'm all right. How are you today?
All right. What's on your mind this morning?
Well, let me say it this way. Pastor Nick, of course, hello to you as well.
Yes.
I know we're talking about the war and everything, and what Putin is going on, and what Biden is doing. But don't you think, like in the past, like say with the Persian Gulf War, and the war in Afghanistan, don't you think we have lost enough of our own soldiers to this mess? Because I feel that what's going on now is putting like a damper on so much that can we we're not catching a break with this. What are your thoughts on this stuff?
I'm kind of having a problem following this morning. Pastor Nick, did you follow?
Keefe, are you alluding to us, the Americans, helping Ukraine out based off the previous wars we've been in?
Well, let me put the question better this way. I know for some reason, I apologize. I know for some reason that we have to be pulled in, but wouldn't there have been a break for us, for our soldiers, not to be involved in other countries?
I think I'm glad you're making this comment. I think what the misconception Americans have, and the world is really a community, and even though you have an affluent neighborhood sitting next to a middle-class neighborhood, there may be a psychological border, but in essence, they're still connected.
Yep.
Right.
So this whole we're separate from the world thing is never going to work, and it shouldn't work, especially since we're supposed to be the leading democracy in the world. Yep. So despite the fact that we want to say, let's just mind our own business, we are not disconnected. We're not disconnected economically. We're not disconnected culturally. We're not disconnected resource-wise. Fuel, money, you name it, computers, and the technology has really made that community much tighter, much more connected than it ever has in the past. So no, the United States, even though we say this, and when we say this with some kind of, it's habitual for us to say, let's mind our own business until it lands on our front porch, and then we want all the help in the world.
Right.
So in essence, we can't desire the help and not give the help when it's needed.
Well, let me ask you this one. When I heard, of course, when we were going to war, I'm thinking of all the past wars that we have been involved in, especially our own backdoor of 9/11, 21 years ago. And I'm saying, we crumbled. And the one thing that really got me...
What do you mean we crumbled?
I'm sorry?
What do you mean we crumbled?
Well, let me think of a better way. I know we were hit hard. I'll say it that way. I know we were hit hard. And I know we lost a lot of people. I felt like that was a backdoor of saying, okay, we got hit by terrorists. We, things started to just, light up in our own backyard. And now we're going to war with, or helping out Ukraine, or, trying to go against Russia. And I'm saying to myself, I'm praying that, this war doesn't, extend, like, say, for weeks. Or maybe
no,
months.
There may need to be an additional perspective, Kife. Number one, this is not going to be a 2 or 3 day event.
Right.
Number two, we have the reputation of going into other people's countries when it suits our purpose.
Right.
So we can't even remotely say that we won't send our own people into other countries when it's to our benefit.
Right.
The number of terrorists that we have attacked on foreign soil, it's all in the newspapers when we get ahead of a terrorist organization. So the United States does go into other people's countries with military action when they feel it's a benefit to them. Now, we're part of this national community. We're not going to be disconnected from it. Even if we say we're disconnected, we're not. If we do this whole, let's just worry about us, you can't make it in this world just worrying about you anymore. That's not even biblical.
Right.
The Bible is about community. It's about kingdom. It's about relationship. It's about connection. The whole trek of Israel into the Promised Land included people putting their motives aside to do what was best for other tribes, because our neighborhoods are connected, regardless of what we want to say. There may be a mental line, there may be a psychological line between us, but we are connected because humanity is connected.
Okay, I understand that perspective. And my last thing is, I'm not going to be like Robin, but
as I close,
right.
My last thing, I'll hang up for this. Do you think after all this, I know we're still somewhat in a pandemic. I know we're still this and that and the other thing, and then this war. How can we? Do you think we will overcome this? Let's just say the war ended now. Let's just say this pandemic now. Do you think there will be maybe another month to recover from this?
It's going to be some time.
A psychological will take a longer than that.
Yeah, but physically,
yeah.
If we had just behaved back in 20, we'd be so far ahead of this round now. But we as Americans tend to halo a small thing and use that thing to say our rights are being threatened. And I know I've said it, and I hate to be redundant, but I think it's effective. If a piece of cloth over your face indicates to you that your constitutional rights have been taken away, I need you to tell me, like Pastor Nick says, tell me which ones they are.
Yeah.
Secondary.
That's true.
Secondary.
That's true.
If that takes away your rights, why didn't you go to work butt naked on Friday? If that takes away your rights, why do you wear a seatbelt? If that takes away your rights, why do you put your cigarettes out before you go into a building? If that takes away your rights, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So we're being. I tend to think that if a mask reduces you to nothing, then you don't have much going on in your life. That's just how I feel about it.
Yes, that's true. I believe you. I believe what you said, Pastor.
We got to let you go, man.
All right. Nice talking with
Talk to you soon. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. I weary, Pastor Nick, of people who think that not wearing a mask, exposing themselves to the virus and to others to the virus, is them exercising their right.
Right. It's a mask. Like, get over it. It's not that. It's really not that deep.
They don't make you wear one at Halloween, but you wear it. You volunteer to wear that one. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Let me talk to Tom. Tom, how you doing this morning?
Good morning, Bishop.
Hey,
how you doing, Pastor Nick?
We doing all right, man. How are you down in sunny Florida?
Hanging in there. Nice weather. But, Bishop, going back to that old guy, that ex-president of ours, Pastor Nick was saying earlier, the kind of comments he made was that he critiqued Putin as being brilliant and that he would have done it the exact same way. And he talked about this guy like it was his best friend, and he said it was one of his friends. And it was just obnoxious. Not only that, ex-presidents don't do that to the administration that's in, no matter what, when it comes to war.
Well, he sounds as though, I don't know what his loyalty is to someone that does not care about him at all. I don't get that, Pastor Nick. It's obvious to me when I see them together. Putin is looking at him like he's a little kid with a rattle and a playpen.
Yeah. Trump admires that. He wants that same.
But
but he's not a Putin.
He's not that guy.
He's not him. He's not him.
He's not that guy.
He's not him.
You know, I think he wants that 20-year job. But I think he showed little glimpses of this because he like they say President Putin has amassed billions. I think the president showed that he and his family were going to use the office to amass millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I think he saw himself kind of in that mold. What do you think, Tom?
Power.
Oh, yeah. When he doesn't realize Putin would use him.
He did.
Nice.
He did.
And to care less about him. They're on two different playing fields. Putin's ex-KGB. This man, we could say what we want about him being evil or whatever, but he knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. And I think the evil that is the experience of one man makes the other man's evil pale in comparison.
Yeah.
There's one difference between somebody doing bad things sometimes versus somebody's just naturally, you know what I mean?
It does them bad.
That's just who they are.
Just has a proclivity for it.
Yeah, it's the difference. Yeah.
Oh, and he's got a track record over the last couple of years going in and annexing small little countries.
Absolutely.
Not only that, but people may not realize, Ukraine is the largest country in Europe. It's a huge piece of territory to bite off.
Yeah.
And all that gas in there. Oil
they got gas and oil in there, too.
All that oil stuff, yep.
Yeah. Something funny I saw yesterday, I didn't know the mayor of Kiev was the ex-heavyweight champ. You'll recognize him as soon as you see him.
What's his name?
I forget his name now, but he's ex-heavyweight champ. And he had a AK-47 and said he was going in the street and going to war.
Man, Pastor Nick and I were talking a little earlier about the fact that
one of the Klitschko.
He's a Klitschko?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's mayor of one of the big cities there.
Yeah, they could fight. Wow, but I think Putin and the army are in for a surprise because they're fighting people in their own neighborhoods, and that is always a lost situation. It's hard to beat someone on their home turf. And I don't care how many people he sends, man. It's amazing to me that we're watching this unfold. But I'm also, I think the UN pulled the trigger on things a little too late. I think they wasted time. And I think Putin leveraged the time that they used to talk to get himself in position to do what he's doing right now. I think all those conversations were for naught.
Yeah, you made a comment earlier, too, about him vetoing actions.
Yeah.
It's 5 countries.
Yeah.
U.S., England, France, China, and Russia can veto anything, because when the UN was set up, that's how they set it up.
Yeah.
With those 5 countries, they have veto power over anything. But
now, do you think
you know,
do you think that Russia will stay in the UN after this? Do you think they're going to kick them out?
I never thought about that, but that would be an interesting one.
And here's what's amazing. So Putin and his country are in the UN. Trump comes along and starts talking about how it's bogus.
Yeah.
So he's in direct contradiction to what appears to be Putin's participation in the UN. But at the same time, it feels like one of those Secret Service gambits. You know, let's play chess this way. I'm going to stay in. You say we need to tear it apart because I need to make some moves.
Yeah.
And we need to kind of destabilize the UN so I can make these moves. But I think that they just pulled. I think they're being too hesitant. I think they need to tell him, if you look at this thing, Germany got out of hand, and the whole world had to go to war to slow them down. They hesitated, and then decided, okay, here we got to go to war. And it became one of the biggest wars of all time. But I think that they can't afford not to show Putin, because there's 2 things they're going to understand: a show of power and taking away their money. If you don't do those 2 things, I don't think you're going to stop it.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. And the previous caller said something about U.S., injecting power overseas.
Yeah.
When you think about it, Bishop, there's no German base in New Jersey, but we got a base in Germany. We have one in England.
You got one all over the place.
We have them all. Don't we have them in Korea too?
All over the place.
Korea, Japan.
All over the place.
So, we inject our power throughout the world.
We can't talk about not being involved. We've got service people living in these countries.
Yes, all over the place. We got bombs over there, rockets over there.
We've got weaponry over there.
And part of that is to inject our power overseas.
Absolutely. That's influence.
I got one that's funny. I worked for a defense contractor,
okay,
and I didn't understand this. But during the Iranian-Iraq the war in the Middle East, they had B-52s leaving Louisiana, dropping bombs, and going to Taiwan and refueling.
Wow.
And I asked somebody at work, I said, why would you leave Louisiana and do that? He said, Tom, it's a message. We can reach out anywhere and touch you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And one other thing, Bishop, what do you think about the Supreme Court nominee?
I think it's wonderful. I think it showed me once again not only qualifications, but relationship drives a lot of things. Someone that is familiar to the president, someone who is respected by others, but someone who has the relationships necessary. I think she looks sufficiently ethnic, which I thought there were other judges that looked more Supreme Courtish, but she's sufficient. I mean, she's really ethnic looking. So they're trying to do a couple things with the visuals, and she's qualified. I was glad she put out in her talk, in her speech, the things that she knew they would attack if she didn't bring them up.
Yes, the uncle.
Yeah, she threw them right out there. Yep, this is what I've got going on in my family. So if they try to come back, all she has to come back with is, I mentioned that in my acceptance speech. So I'm not sure why you're asking me now.
Yeah. Look, she got more qualifications than Amy Coney
Oh
Barrett.
my goodness, Coney Barrett. She didn't have anything compared to this woman.
Unapologetically black, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just interested.
Now some people are going to criticize her because her husband's not black. They're going to criticize.
But with a name, how you say it? Ketanji?
Yeah,
Ketanji?
Katanja, but the last name is Jackson.
Jackson, yeah.
It's Brown Jackson, isn't it?
Brown Jackson.
I'm just look.
And brother Jackson is Caucasian, so
look, it is what it is.
Yeah. But we're going to have some people going to attack that.
Yeah, of course.
But the reality is, she's nominated, and I want to see. I'm glad she's nominated, but I want to see the confirmation of her.
Yep.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see if, like, Ted Cruz, who went to school with her and knows her, is actually going to vote for her. And a few other Republicans that voted for her before that she was on
We'll see.
Other court.
Lindsey
Come through.
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham, I believe, voted for her to be on the appellate court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Okay.
But now all of a sudden, you know,
She ain't qualified now.
Here she come.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, bro. A few years ago, she was.
No, you're going too high now.
Yeah.
Going too high.
Let me see if
I don't mind you being on the appellate court, but I'm not sure I want you on the high court.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the conservatives still have the majority. It's 6-3.
But they're
on the
concerned.
court. Just
They're concerned.
like, come on, y'all.
Presidents pick who they want,
Of course.
and Biden has the same option to do what he wants.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom, man.
Hey, you guys have a great day.
Talk to
See
you.
you.
There's Natisse from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Yeah.
We're going to Danny from Florida, and then we're going to Natisse. Hey, Danny, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Bishop,
Hey, man.
Pastor Nick, staff. How you all doing
How
today?
you doing?
We're doing great, man. How's my sister doing?
Great. You know, we have been. Let's see. I haven't had the air. I had to turn the air conditioner on this week, but I went through about maybe a month and a half. I didn't have to turn it on because the weather was, you know, in the 60s.
Oh,
So,
man, when you get that power bill, you're going to be
I
shocked.
know.
Yeah. But I was wondering, and I was trying to check to find out, and I see Pastor Nick. I can tell by his attire today. But Bishop, how's the weather there today?
It's chilly today. It's in the 40s, is it, or 30s?
40s today.
Yeah, 30s, 40s. But we were up to almost 70 a couple days ago. So
What?
yeah, man, it feels like this 30 or 40, this 40 feels like,
It's not freezing yet.
yeah, it's not free. But I was out walking this morning. It was 27. So it
And
was,
you were out walking?
yeah, it was chilly, you know, but compared to a couple days ago, it felt pretty frigid out there,
Yeah, for a little
you know,
while.
because we were bumping 70 a couple days ago.
And then it dropped.
Then it dropped 30 degrees overnight.
Okay. Well, there's a couple of topics I want to hit on. And
All right, come on.
basically, touch them is that on the Supreme Court
Mm-hmm.
nominee is a product of South Florida, and which is part of what I wanted to talk with you and Pastor Nick about. And
Mm-hmm.
you have the expertise on this, and you can help me because I'm always trying to talk to the younger people.
Sure.
I'm finding the post that I'm getting is that they don't want to go to college anymore. Everything has got to be the quick step. I got to so-and-so, the national recording artist, or they're in the film industry. They did it this way. If they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Or they made it on the football field, basketball,
Yeah.
baseball, what have you, and I want to go ahead and get it. Now, my question to them is, if you don't go to college, how are you going to know how to manage your money or manage the business, etc.? And what can I do to encourage them to go to school or get that education?
I think that what happens is a lot of times the pool in which we desire to swim in, we have no idea about the size of the pool. For instance, if you think about people that want to be professional athletes, you think about the number of NBA ball players. I don't know what that number is now. You think about the number of NFL ball players. Think about the number of hockey players. Those are not unlimited opportunities, because where there are millions that have to make a regular living, you've got a small sampling, a small percentage of human beings that can play sports. You've got a smaller percentage of people that can be successful recording artists, visual artists. You have it's a small number of society. And a lot of people think that the exceptions who made it through will become the rule for who can make it.
Okay.
And there is no, what's that we say, opportunity. You don't rise to the opportunities that are presented to you. When an opportunity is presented, you don't rise to it. You fall to the level of your preparation. People are underestimating the value of preparation. Therefore, you're underestimating the value of education, which is exactly what some of society wants you to do, so you stay unequipped, so you stay restricted to a limited potential. That's what I think that's all about.
Yeah, So I think you hit the nail on the head there.
Can I play devil's advocate real quick?
Go ahead,
Just for a quick second.
Go ahead.
Talk about college now, not just the learning part, because what you talked about learning part was very important. A lot of kids now are starting to see, well, the whole skip college and be successful has been around forever. It's been, especially in the black community.
Yeah.
But I think what you're seeing a lot of now is how much it costs to go to college and how much you pay to go to college. And then you come out and then you don't work in the field that you got your degree in because there's either no roles there, you got to pay back $100,000 worth of loans. So you're starting to see people wonder if the route to get to where I want to go can be different.
But are we haloing on the rule, or are we haloing on the exceptions?
Well, if you talk to the majority of a lot of people that went to college, they'll tell you most of them do not work in the field they got their degree in.
Because, how can I say this? The major they chose did not prepare them for the life they wanted to live.
But
for instance, a lot of my peers, it was very popular when I was in college in the 60s and 70s to study sociology. And they came out, and not only was the market flooded with people that had studied sociology, but they weren't paying them anything. But some of our people were so inclined to, this is my mission, that they did not anticipate that the marketplace for this skill was not going to be there. So they ended up working in other fields.
But it goes back to my point, is that you tell people, in order to get this job, you have to go to college. Right? In order to get this job.
Right.
So now let's talk about the difference now with once 2008 and the bubble burst and all those people tried to go into the workforce. My age group tried to get jobs in those areas, but they were gone. So what they did was, one of the mistakes that people made, this is my major point, I think one of the mistakes people made was this. Everybody go to college so you can get this corporate job, whatever. Guess what field people stopped pursuing? Trade jobs.
It was a little different when I was coming through.
It changed up. So now all these trade jobs are open, and guess what? Nobody's qualified to do them. Again, I'm not against people going to college. What I'm saying is that present people with options.
But it sounds as though, Pastor Nick, I know you're not doing this on purpose. It sounds as though you were removing the responsibility for knowing what you're getting into from the people that have to prepare for it.
Oh no, I'm not saying it at all. What I'm saying is talk to people about their options. What do you want? Like, for instance, I know somebody, they just changed their major for the 3rd time. And paying big money to go to a school to change their major. And I'm like, look, if you don't know what you want to do, go to community college first. Save some money, and that's the responsibility on the child.
But it's not an educational system's fault if I don't know what I want to do.
That's true. And there's that part. But the other part too is this: how much it costs to go to college now. Compared to years ago.
It's not inexpensive. But
it is extremely high.
But an Ivy League education, regardless of context of time, has always been an expensive education.
I'm not talking about a regular college now.
Well, here's the deal. I think people that are trying to find themselves, if they want to be able to I think I want to be this year, and I think I want to be that, I think the best thing to do is try community first and then go to
That's what I'm saying.
But here's the other thing. I think that, I had a point in my head. I think that in the context of where to go and what to do, I think oftentimes we will find ourselves, what happened in my lifetime was those people that studied, I'll use the sociology example, came out, the field was flooded, it was not paying much, but employers honored the fact that they had been to college for 4 years. So they ended up working in a much more lucrative field, doing something else other than what they studied, because the degree was acknowledged. Not that the sociology prepared them for the bank job, but the degree was acknowledged. So you must have been taught how to think, and that's what happened. I think, and so I see your point, and I understand the point of people that I've talked to in this context. But at the same time, I don't think you can replace, in general, the right education.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the options of instead of doing it this way, there are 3 ways you can get this done, education-wise.
Yeah.
Because I think, me personally, everything comes down to money.
Yeah.
The hustle of paying big money and student loans go together because the United States is propped up by student loans.
Oh, yeah.
So the more loans these kids have, the more money the country has.
Yeah.
So to me, I don't like the political money part of it. That's strapping kids down for.
Well, you know what
I'm saying?
Yeah, I think to come out of school and have $250,000 worth of school loans is ridiculous. But
that's on them kids from going to them expensive schools too, unnecessarily.
Yeah, but then on the plus side of that, and I know a lot of Ivy League people.
Yeah.
They make that $250 back and many times.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor, yes.
Yeah, you're going.
But if you're going to be a teacher, history teacher,
it's an investment into the millions they're going to make.
Well,
so
that I understand.
That's not an issue for me. But I do think that there is, in the context of society, part of the reason that people started shying away from what I call service jobs, because of the image that was projected of them in our culture.
Yes.
You know, I know guys that were working construction when I was a young man, and they were making beaucoup amounts of money. Now, I know guys that were painters, and they were making electricians making all kinds of money. But for the culture that we're in, working with your hands, as we used to say, is not a fashionable thing to do.
But they're the amount of money they're making now that are being offered
incredible,
is more than
absolutely. But people are looking at image.
Yeah.
You know, when I'll use myself. When I had my janitorial company, people used to laugh at me. But I was under the mindset that I could leave work, go home, get showered, and look just as successful as anyone else. I made my money on my hands and knees, cleaning floors and all that kind of stuff. But that greenback was the same greenback that somebody was making in their office.
And probably making more than.
Well, we were doing pretty good.
And that's all I'm trying to say.
We were doing pretty good.
It's presenting these kids options.
But I think they have the options. I think that they're not glamorous options in some people's minds.
Yes.
But I don't think you can tell the difference between a mechanic's house and a lawyer's house if they're making the same amount of money.
I totally agree.
You can't make the can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I'm not denouncing college. Please don't let anybody think that.
But I also think that we tend to diminish the importance and the prestige of going to a school to learn a trade.
Yes.
Watch this. That most of us have to go to that person when we have a need.
That's all.
You all went exactly where I wanted to go.
Okay.
Without me even saying a word.
Okay.
And the point of it is that, for instance, you gave the perfect example, is that we look at certain jobs as being glamorous, but when you look at the homes of where the person lives, you can't tell the difference.
That's where the glamour is.
In South Florida, it's all about construction. We have men and women that work these jobs, and they want to form a company, but the company is a failure because they didn't do the other part of it.
There you go.
Due diligence of how to run a business.
You have to have it.
Yeah.
And you had experience, so you knew what to do in order to keep that business.
You have to have
and
it.
make it very successful.
Ideas don't make businesses successful. Right. Passion alone doesn't make a business successful.
Yeah.
You gotta. Somebody has to teach you what to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm not sure we even want to intern and invest time to learn so we can make money later.
That's another part now.
Yeah.
One of the part of this entitled group now is I don't want to be an intern. Pay me what I'm worth.
No. What are you worth?
Sis, you have no job experience.
What are you worth?
To have.
What benefit do you bring us?
Right.
Other than the benefit of your presence.
Right. They're like, well, in this market, if you do this, you make this job. But this person's got the experience. They got the so-and-so. Ain't nobody paying you all that from the beginning.
They invested the time and the effort to learn the skill. And you if you can't solve a problem, you don't have value.
Right. And most interns can't solve because you don't know.
Danny, thank you, man.
Thank you so much, Bishop.
Tell my sister I said hello.
All right. Good advice. Thank you.
Bye-bye. What happened to Treese from Hattiesburg, Mississippi? Oh, man. Call back, Treese. We ready to talk to you, girl. Pastor Bowers, South Carolina.
Hey.
Hey, Bishop Evans, what's going on, Pastor Nick?
How you doing?
What's going on, man?
Not much. I'm listening to your conversation, and I figured I had to call this morning because it's a hot topic today.
Yes, sir.
I just have a few comments, Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to what Kipe was talking with you about, and I don't think he understands that there's a bigger picture when it comes to the military.
Tell us, man, because you were in it.
We see Russia doing what they're doing, but we also have to keep an eye on North Korea and what they were doing earlier in President Trump's campaign.
Mm-hmm.
We see two fronts, and if Putin succeeds in what he's doing, I'll guarantee you that North Korea is going to try to pull some shenanigans with Taiwan and South Korea. So we have to be careful about the assessment because, yes, like you said, Bishop, our hands in America has been bloodied, and we've been in countries and we've done things that a lot of people don't know about.
Yes, sir.
But also at the same time, with what's going on with these two fronts, you have to be concerned about Putin being successful in what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And NATO is going to have to step up because without that, they will plow through the Ukraine. I've done some sorties in Ukraine when I was in the military,
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of know what's going on when I see it. And I've spoken with some of my friends. I've talked to my dad about the same thing, and he's said the same thing to me. He's like, son, there's more to this picture than just what's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look at North and South Korea, Taiwan, all those areas over there in Asia, and those dictators have been Donald Trump's best friends when he was in office.
Absolutely.
So with that, yeah, we understand about troop lives and American lives, but what a lot of people don't understand is that when you join up in the military, you don't join the military to have an assessment that, your career will be a peaceful career.
Okay.
I've known guys that have, from the day they joined the military, they've been fighting. Some people, have their military career, they've been fighting. And then some people spend their whole military career and don't see combat at all.
Okay.
So it's just the nature of the beast when you talk about the military. We go in with an M16 in our hand, so there's no conception that you're not going to fight one day or you're not going to lose your life. That's what you sign up for.
Okay.
So I think the general population thinks that everybody's concerned about life, but when it comes to war, that's what it's set up to be. There's an art to war.
Okay.
And if you don't know how to play the game, the humanitarian part of it will kind of like suck you in, and it'll cause you to make decisions that are not right because of the humanitarian part of war.
Okay.
But I just figured I would just chime in on that today.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'm like, man, I've some of these places I've been in, I've jumped in. I know what it's all about. I know what he's trying to do.
Do you think that I think Putin acknowledged two dissenting groups in Ukraine as countries already? I saw that as the first step in a series of steps if he's not deterred.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And he holds the upper hand with Ukraine. Like Pastor Nick said, it's one of the largest European countries over there that separated from Russia, and that once in that fallout that was taking place in the early late 90s, that type of thing. But also at the same time, he gets an advantage if he gets Ukraine back, because that sets Europe back, that sets NATO back.
Mm-hmm.
and then you're back to what is called a Cold War perspective once again.
Okay.
So it's more to what he's doing. You know, he's setting the stage for North Korea, setting the stage for China to do some things.
And I don't think that we want China on the loose. I don't think we want China on the loose.
Not as much as North Korea is.
Yeah.
And you know, we've kind of like taken our focus off of North Korea for a minute because it seems like, you know, they've been kind of quiet, but they're just laying back to see what, you know, is really going to take place with this whole Putin thing. And I guarantee you they'll be flexing themselves real soon.
Yeah. I think the UN's going to have to really step up and be strong in this. If they're not, we're going to see several Reichs come into fruition. It won't just be the third; it'll be the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's definitely true. So,
man, it's good to hear your voice, man.
Yeah, Bishop, it definitely is. You know, I listen to you guys every Sunday. I'm kind of like the silent man in, but I was like, today, you're talking military. You know, that's my genre at times.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just wanted to, you know, let that be known.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Talk to you soon here.
You got it, Bishop.
All right, man.
Be safe.
Be blessed now. Bye-bye. Keisha.
Good morning, Bishop. How about Nick?
Hi.
How are you?
Fine. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing much better. I'm not going to hold you up because I know you're about to go off the air.
Yes, ma'am.
But, I was thinking the other day, like, when I look at you on Facebook Live video, and I don't catch it, you know, I just thank God that, you know, I can always go back to the recap.
Yeah.
And your messages have really encouraged me because I'm moving forward now, but, you know, a lot of my friends keep telling me, oh, you changed. I said, yes, you needed to change too before it gets too late.
That's
but
right.
Anyway, I just thank God for your messages and everything and how, you know, it's really encouraging me to move forward.
Thank you.
I'm doing better now. I'm not going to think on the negative. I'm thinking on the positive.
That's a good thing.
So I'm not going to hold you long. So
all right.
I just called to see how you was doing. That's what my thought was for today.
Thank you for calling us again, Keish.
You're welcome.
You be blessed now.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, this morning at 10 o'clock, beginning right about now, is our clinic, our vaccine clinic begins today.
Yep.
We'll be here from 10 to 2. Anyone can come, whether you need a first shot, second, or a booster. They're available today. We've got Pfizer and Moderna. Children from 5 on up through our seniors. Of course, there's no charge, so we want you to come. It's our partnership with Rowan Medical. This is not the first time that we've partnered with them in this type of endeavor, so we want you to come out and get your vaccine so we can get a grip on this pandemic in this area. Won't you come? 10 to 2, first come, first serve, come on. We have plenty, and we're back on Monday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So we want you to take advantage of this opportunity. We're going to have professionals here to help you, to watch over you. We're going to keep you a few minutes afterwards to make sure you're okay, and then send you home with a set of instructions and go on with your regular day. So that's right now at the plaza here in Lindenwold, New Jersey, 1115 Gibbsboro Road, Lindenwold, New Jersey, at Bethany Church Vaccine Clinic. Come up the driveway, go to the right. Come up the driveway, go to the right, and the clinic will be in that particular area. Also, we want you to join us tomorrow all day long, 8 a.m., 9:45 a.m., 11 a.m., and 6 p.m. as we have the Encounter Worship Experience at 8, Engage Live at 9:45 to 10:45, another Encounter Worship Experience at 11, and 10 times better at 6. If you have a prayer request, we'd love to agree with you in prayer for whatever's on your heart. So you can email your request to social@go2bethany.com. Also, we are launching our brand new streaming network next month, late next month. If you are a filmmaker, documentary maker, you have skills as a writer, financial forums, any kind of content that you've completed or would like to complete, nutrition, health, exercise, those types of things, you can give us a call. You can email us at social@gotobethany.com. You can also, your prayer requests, email us at social@gotobethany.com. Subscribe to our podcasts, DGEMS and OnPointe. Subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC Event J on YouTube. And we love meeting with you every Saturday. Now, for Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. And remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. And we'll see you next time on OnPointe.